Let's deal with the elephant in the room. Why would you even want to bother cold calling? You're going to get rejected a bunch of times. You're interrupting someone. They don't know you. It can be a bit awkward. Why would you even want to bother cold calling someone? Cold calling is the fastest way for you to start generating some leads for your business. It doesn't matter if you're just starting, if you're in a bit of a slow sales rut, or if you want to start generating a few more leads for your business. Cold calling is the fastest way to start generating leads. Is it the most efficient? No, you can't really scale this if you're one person. There's only so many people you can call in a day. Is it the cheapest? Probably. What do you need? You need your phone, and you need some numbers to call, and you need some time. Does it actually cost you anything other than the phone contract that you've got? Maybe you paid for some leads. It's incredibly cheap. You're direct with the potential customer, so you are on the front line of the business. You call someone, and if you get them at the right time and they have a problem that you can solve, you're going to take someone that's never heard of your business before, and you're going to turn them into someone that is interested in hearing what you've got to say. For free, because you spent the time to research their company and call the right person at the company. People pick up their phones. If I get a phone call from someone, it's very unlikely I'm going to ignore the phone call. It doesn't really matter what type of number it is. Some business numbers, they do get ignored. We will go through that later. But most of the time, people are going to pick up the phone and you're going to get a yes or no from them. If you compare that to cold email, for example, you send 100,000 cold emails out. 99,000 of those are likely to get ignored. Maybe 1,000 of them gets considerations, you get some no's, and maybe one or two of those actually gets a good response. Obviously, some cold email is going to be much more targeted than that. But you cold call someone, it's very likely they're going to pick up the phone. And if they pick up the phone, you are going to get a yes or a no on that call. And if it's a no, as long as it's not a never call me again, you can call that person again in 3 to 6 months and offer your services again. Potentially, it's just not the right time. You're going to hear me say right time, right person quite a lot. And that's because a lot of sales is about catching the person at the moment where they have the most pain. And when I say pain, I don't mean physical pain, or maybe if that's the kind of service you're offering. I mean, they have a problem in their business that they want fixed. All right? Another reason that you want to be cold calling, you need very little equipment. You need a phone. Right? I'm recording with this one, but I got this one as well. You just need a phone and you need some leads. So you need an idea of who to call, a little service that you want to offer. We're going to be talking a lot about websites and digital marketing because that's what I do mostly. This is a course about cold calling and I sell marketing services. So I'm going to be talking about that. But if you have a service that you offer, it doesn't matter if it's marketing or not. You have someone who's got a problem and you've got a way to fix that. You can cold call and you can start generating leads with literally just your phone. I don't know another method that's this fast, that you could ring someone and they say, yes, please send me more information. Then suddenly you've got a really warm lead in your database. Other methods like cold email, you need a lot of infrastructure, you need to be buying a lot of domains. I'm not slamming on those completely because they are good in their own ways, but it's a different type of consideration. Cold email, you need to buy all of the domains so that you don't blacklist your main domain. Paid advertising, you got to pay per click. Google right now, the CPC on Google, that's just the cost per click, which is every time someone clicks an ad. It's getting expensive. That's £2 or £3 a click for some of the higher value stuff. And you may get 1% conversion rate on your landing pages if you haven't optimized it properly. So you might be paying 300 quid for a lead. Whereas I can sit here on the phone and call, my ratio is about 1 in 10 for the service I'm offering now. I call 10 people and one of them says, absolutely, please send me more info, and then they become someone that knows me and I regularly can contact them. If they don't buy immediately, it's not even a problem. Because as we'll find out soon, the purpose of the cold call is not to sell someone directly on the phone. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they think the purpose is to sell someone directly on the phone. The purpose of a cold call is to introduce yourself to someone and find out if they have a problem that you can solve and get permission to contact them again. Because the next time you contact them, they know you, they know they got a problem, and they know what you do. It's a much easier job to initiate the sales call once you've done this prospecting, once you've taken someone from cold to warm, right? So I've talked about hard to ignore. I just want to reiterate this because if you're just starting out, a lot of the problem that you're going to be getting if you're just doing social media, you're just doing a little bit of paid advertising, you're going to be ignored a lot. Cold call, you get so much feedback so quickly. An example of this is you call someone, say, hi there, I make websites for such and such. Do you need help with your website? If they say, no, thank you, we're good right now, and you just ask one more cheeky question, you say, why is that right now? You're going to find out exactly why they're telling you it's a no, right? Those reasons are called objections. Some of you that are more advanced in sales, this may get a bit repetitive, the objections, but it's very useful to reiterate. If you're new to sales, an objection is when someone says no for a reason. If they just flat out say no, that's not really an objection. That's the end of the call. But if they say no because, so for example with websites, no thank you because we've already got someone that looks after it. That's an objection. And by cold calling someone, you very quickly find out all of the objections that your industry has. Okay? And so you can counter these. A good one for you, if someone says, we've already got someone looking after the website, you could be a bit cheeky and you can say, well, what if they passed away? Would you like someone as a backup? You know, that will sometimes make them laugh. It will sometimes not. But because you're not wasting any money on the cold call, you're wasting time and introduction, right? But there's hundreds of thousands of people to call. Because you're not wasting any money or time, you can practice with your cold calling and you can get very good at dealing with objections on the fly. That is a skill that will set you up for life. To be able to interrupt someone, present yourself, find out if they have a problem, present yourself as a solution, and then take it further from there. It's an incredibly good skill that will set you up for any business you want to run in the future. There are not many businesses that cold calling can't help. I hope this has convinced you that the rest of this course is going to be a valuable skill that you should learn, because cold calling is one of the most valuable skills you can learn.